Hello, my name is KSILISAB, and today I'm going to be talking a lot, providing a lot of useful information on how to farm Kuva in the most time and effort efficient way as possible, solo, alright? I developed these techniques, builds, and strategies on my own, so yeah, they're pretty dank. I don't think anybody else will tell you them. So yeah, stick around, sit down, and listen, absorb as much information as you can because it's going to make your life easier. So yeah, let's get started. I think the best way to farm Kuva is to only do floods and survivals with a resource booster on and with a kavat. Where is he? There he is. With a kavat that happens to be a Smita and has the charm mod equipped on it. Alright? So that's pretty important. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here it is. Charm, right? You can put it in first slot. 28% chance to every 27 seconds to bestow its owner with good fortune. Alright, so the good fortune, one of those procs, it has like 6 procs, I think. One of them is 120-second resource, affinity, and credit booster. So yeah, it lasts for 120 seconds, and you want to exploit that to get double Kuva, quad Kuva, stuff like that, to get as much Kuva as possible for the least amount of time. So there you go. That's important. Smita Kavat, alright? Remember that. Kuva floods, alright? This is what they look like. They are right... do we have one? Do I even have one? There we go. Assassination the Raptor. Very good one, actually. This is my favorite Kuva flood type. So basically, you do the Kuva flood, right? Let's say it's a spy mission, Kuva flood, and you're a solo, alright? Best way to do Kuva floods is as a solo, stealth frame. I'm going to show you a nice little build. This is an Ivara with a pretty standard efficiency and duration build with infiltrate on, arcane aegis and grace for a little bit of, tankiness, but she like gets one shot by pretty much everything. That's why you gotta keep stealthing. Good way to keep stealthed forever. Just go and prowl and have suppressed weapons. See, this Volcar is silent. Alright, suppressed viral Volcar with a dual crit multi-shot negative ribbon on there. Pretty nice, pretty juicy ribbon. Silent Lotto with another dual crit, but electricity this time, does a lot of damage. Very good, very useful. And probably most important of all, a Zenistar, right? The greatest weapon that Digital Extremes has blessed us with ever. This is gold, alright? This is the beefcake, alright? This is the money bringer. This is insanely important. So I got like a range ribbon on there. You don't really need a ribbon mod on this thing. You see the dispo is very faint, so, whatever. With Ivara, you can control the disc around and it deals 5 times damage, and since it's stealth, the gas procs get really insanely powerful. But yeah, you just throw it down anywhere, and for 47 seconds or 45, it's going to provide you with insane damage. So go with a corrosive cold, gas cold build. You can do any kind of build. People usually like blast builds with it. It's going to be so important to you. So yeah, you're in the Kuva flood. You're doing the spy mission. This is how you do it. This is the best way to do it. So you gotta go to the flood immediately. Alright, you gotta find the Kuva siphon before doing anything. So you're solo in there, you find the Kuva flood, and it makes that sound. Alright, after that sound, you want your kavat to spawn the 120-second boost. So before that sound, the boosts are useless. You're not gonna get the Kuva in time, because when you catch the 4th Kuva cloud, that's when you claim the Kuva, and you have to have the boost active while you claim the Kuva to get double Kuva, alright? So, you capture clouds, and if you don't get a Kuva, a Kavat boost by then, it's no big deal. It's very likely that you won't get a boost, right? So this is what you do. You're in the Kuva flood, capturing Kuva clouds. Do not capture the 4th cloud, alright? Capture only 3. And then, if your Kavat doesn't proc, you go on with the mission. You do the mission. You do the spy. You open the vaults. If it's an exterminate, kill the enemies. If it's a sabotage, do the sabotage. But yeah, doing that will buy you extra time for your Kavat to proc that thing, so you can come back and claim the last cloud and get double Kuva. So it's a really good, useful life hack because it doesn't waste your time. You'll be doing the mission part anyway, so why not use the time you're doing that mission part to have a chance of proccing double Kuva. Alright. Another thing with floods, you can get a friend boost, which is you get a friend to put you in a Kuva flood, and then they leave, and then you do the Kuva flood, and then they can do that as many times as you want, basically. So you can do a Kuva flood literally 10 times if your friend has it open for you still. So what you do is ask a friend, hey, do you have a Kuva flood open? And then tell him, when you start the mission, leave squad, and he's going to put you in his Kuva flood solo, and you're going to claim the Kuva like it's nobody's business. That's how Digital Extremes said it. That's their rules, all right? Probably not an exploit, all right? So it's no big deal if you do it. So yeah, you can spam Kuva floods. That's pretty efficient. If it's a nice little capture mission, it's going to get you some Kuva very, very fast, all right? If you don't want to do that, you can do survivals. The Kuva survivals, they are on the Kuva Fortress thing. It's right here. Let me show you. Bang, Kuva Fortress. Bang, Taveuni. It's a survival mission. Starts from level 32. Pretty easy. But yeah, here's how you do it solo. If you're a solo player like me, prefer doing everything solo, I'll show you the best solo build for it that you can possibly have. This is a Necros. Since you'll be using the life support modules to only claim Kuva, you will need to milk the ever-loving fuck out of every enemy that you kill for that life support to sustain yourself. And if you're gonna do it solo, not many enemies will spawn, so you'll have to keep Desecrate on forever. So what Desecrate does, if you don't know, it doubles drops, alright? It gives you extra loot. So that's really important. So you gotta build a build that's gonna withstand level 80s and 100s and 125s that can also Desecrate very efficiently. So here's what I did. Shield capacity and health from Primed Vigor, 184 power strength from Transient Fortitude, Augur Secrets, and Power Drift, 170 efficiency from Fleeting Expertise and Streamline. These negative durations counteracted by this primed continuity right here. Shield of Shadows for the tanky part of the build. Stretch to keep you nice and efficient at desecrating. And yeah, that's it. Corrosive Protection for that little boost in damage, basically, to remove the armor. Arcane Aegis and Grace to extremely well synergize with the damage reduction you get from Shield of Shadows. So what Shield of Shadows does, you press 4, spawn 7 minions, and they give you 6% damage reduction each. So you get 184 power strength, and it becomes 11% damage reduction each. So with 7, you get 77% damage reduction, which is you take literally less than a quarter of all damage from enemies. So that synergizes extremely well with Arcane Aegis and Grace, because what that technically does is Arcane Aegis replenishes 4 times more shields if you look at it a certain way, and Arcane Grace replaces 4 times as much health. So basically, the enemy will never be able to reduce your health faster than you can regenerate it with the use of Arcane Aegis and Grace. So this applies to any frame with damage reduction, alright? Trinity, Gara, Neja, Mesa. There's so many of them, it's like insane. But yeah, Arcane Aegis and Grace, probably the best purchase if you want to make insanely tanky builds. You can also get Arcane Barrier, which is also pretty useful. I think that's it as far as the build goes. Radiation Opticore to one-shot Kuva guards up to level 100 something. it one-shots very easily. Alright, what you want with Kuva guards is raw damage. You want to headshot them. You want to pop their heads open. You can't really use status builds against them. I mean, they kind of work. But your secondary will be Dual Sestra, the most amazing thing in existence. Literally a pocket super vandal. It does great crits, great status, great damage type. Actually, not a great damage type, but great lack of IPS. It does puncture damage if you get a negative puncture roll for this with, say, multi-shot, crit chance, negative recoil, negative puncture. Probably the best possible combo, in my opinion. Negative recoil on Dual Sestra, life changer. So convenient, so incredibly convenient. Reload speed on there, also pretty nice, but you don't really need it. So what Secure Dual Sestra gives you is an insane armor shredding secondary that you can spam the fuck out of, and it does that, what's it called, sequence proc, that does like a radiation proc and 1,000 damage at 25 yards, and it also boosts your shields or something like that. Very, very, very useful. And Zenistar, of course, to throw down on the Kuva siphon things that you make to just slow down and eliminate enemies slowly. It's basically, this is a one-man army. Basically, you throw this down and an entire area is locked down, basically. So on top of that, you got 7 minions and a Zenistar. You are an army, alright? Nothing can fuck with you. So there you go. You got Wiggles there to keep dying on you. He loves dying a lot because he's a fucking useless, worthless piece of shit that only does charm, and that's it. That's how you do the Kuva survival part. I think that's pretty much everything I can tell you. That's all the info. I kept it down to less than 13 minutes. Wow, that's pretty nice. Thank you. I hope this video is useful to you. I hope it brought you some useful information. Have fun Kuva farming. Use your Kuva wisely, and goodbye.